tree removal, and then staff are recommending once the trees are cut back to a certain point, a perimeter fence can be put in to stop encroachment. So that's the 125. If we go to the cemetery issue alone, the 50 is to hook onto the existing fence and run to the west. So the cemetery will be all fenced. I think where the concern here is, I think council had thought there would be more of a privacy fence instead of a perimeter fence. I did talk to Mark Boerkamp as early as this week. So the 15 feet that Mr. Baird talks about is there. The survey bars are with the old cemetery. You go down the slope 15 feet, 20 feet, that's where the new property line is. If the fence was to be put on the top, on the cemetery property, staff are a little uneasy because we're not sure where there's burial. So that's why the fence went out on the bottom of the slope. And unfortunately, with the slope, when you're overlooking, the slope itself is probably 5 to 6 feet high. So when you're overlooking a 6-foot fence, you're correct. It's only a foot above there. You don't have a lot of privacy. So the only thing staff had in between was to plant trees and vegetation on the slope to fill it in so you had your privacy. The only thing I can come up with is if you wanted a privacy fence was to install yet a second fence, a privacy fence, partially the way up that hill so you could have your privacy. But that's not what staff have planned here. Staff have the perimeter fencing to the west. And I'll leave. I hope that helps.
Yes, it does. And Mr. Cridlin, I've realized now from your explanation that the 125,000 is the fence to the back of the east properties where there's a piece of wood lot that comes out from the north, correct?
That is
I've been
correct.
there on other complaints not related to this. So I apologize for getting that location. I thought it was out on towards Donley where you come into the subdivision. Secondly, Mr. Baird, when I look at the pictures here, just to wrap this up, the one picture that shows the fence and the buffering, didn't realize, even though I've been there on several occasions, that it does appear that maybe some land was where the slope is. So I do apologize if I've missed that. But before this, I've seen the stone in that. It looked to me like the fence was put right on the edge of the cemetery line. So if some was worked out in the site plan, I apologize for being confused there. I make the time 4 o'clock. I think probably this would be a great place to start in the morning on this. I guess I'm a little bit off track. I got off on a tangent there. We're dealing with budget numbers, and I'm trying to get some clarification as to what we are going to do with fencing up there, but we'll continue this in the morning. So if nobody's too upset, we'll conclude now right at 4 o'clock and start back on this page 2-16. Oh, by the way, we'll be back here at 9 o'clock. We cannot leave our stuff on the desk till the morning because there is a committee of adjustment meeting here that starts at 5. I will offer this to council members. Anyone else? In my office is a large table that has nothing on it. If you wish to set a pile of stuff on that desk, I'll be in my office at 8 in the morning, so you can come in and get it there if you don't wish to take it home with you. I want to thank everybody for today's work. We've got a good start on this budget. Have a good evening.